Hello, in this tutorial we'll learn about arrays. So, what is meant by an array? An array is a collection of similar data elements and all these elements are stored contiguously in memory location. So, generally we have studied about fundamental data types, namely int, char, float, double. Okay, so array is also one of the data type, but array is a derived data type, and arrays are used to handle large volumes of data, and in many applications we use arrays to handle large volumes of data for reading, processing and printing purpose. Now, once again, repeating the definition, an array is a fixed size of sequenced collection of elements of the same data type. Examples where the concept of arrays can be used are list of employees in an organization, and a list of products and their cost, and to test scores of a class of students, and list of customers and their telephone numbers, etc. So, types of arrays in C language, we are having three types of arrays: one dimensional array, two dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. So, in case of one dimensional array, an array consists of single subscript. In case of two dimensional array, an array consists of two subscripts, and in multi-dimensional array it contains more than two dimensions. So now it is the general syntax of declaring an one dimensional array: data type, array name, then array size. So the data type can be any fundamental data type, int, char, float, double. So this is the way how do you declare an array: data type, then we have to give an array name and then array size. For example, int, array name is array integer and size of the array is 10. So in this array we can store maximum 10 elements. And how the elements are stored in the memory location, one sample is shown here. Here the array name is num. So first element will be stored at index position 0, and second element will be stored at index position 1, third element at index position 2, and fourth element at index position 3, and fifth element at index position 4. So likewise, nth element is stored at n-1 index position. Here we have to note down one point: the size of the array needs to be a positive integer value greater than 0. The data type can be among any one of the data types supported by C. So this is the syntax. How do you declare a one-dimensional array? Yeah, so already we learned this. Now I would like to demonstrate about one-dimensional array with the help of an program. So for that I am using an Turbo C, right? So now what is the purpose of using array? Everything I'll explain here. Sorry. Here a variable is declared, its value is 10. Now if I display this a value, then output of this program will be displaying a value, that is 10. 10 will be the output of this program. Now I want to assign 2 or 3 values to this variable. Is it possible? No. For to a variable at a time we can just assign only one value, not more than that one value. Okay, so for that purpose we have to declare one more variable and we can assign the value. Suppose if I want to store 3 values, then I have to declare 3 variables and I have to assign the values. So now for example, if I want to store marks, 60 student marks, then we have to declare 60 variables. So where the program complexity is going to be increased and hard to maintain the data. For that purpose we are going to make use of an array. An array is a collection of similar data elements and all the elements are stored in contiguous memory locations. So how do we declare an array? We have seen the syntax: int followed by the array name and array size. For example, int a of 5. A is the array name and 5 is the size of the array. So maximum we can store 5 elements in this example. So just I am assigning those 5 values in this array. Now I can declare an array in two ways. One is compile time initialization, and second one is runtime initialization. So this is an example of compile time declaration of an array. So now, so just an array is declared, and it is an complete initialization where the array size is 5 and all the elements are also assigned to that array. Now using for loop, just we are going to display those array elements for I equal to 0 and I less than 5, I plus plus. So printf percentile to display the values, we have to use that subscript along with I value. So we know that array index position starts from 0. Okay, so as we are starting from 0, the end position in these 5 elements, the end element index position will be 4. So that's what we have to write here, less than 5. Or we can write less than, we can also change the logic like writing less than or equal to 4. Anyone is right. Okay, so when I is 0, 0 less than or equal to 4 true, then we are displaying a of 0 value. Next I increments 1, we are displaying a of 1 value, a of 2, a of 3, a of 4. When I is 5, 5 less than or equal to 4 condition fails, you will be outside of that for loop. So in this way this program executes. So let us compile this program, okay, giving an error that we haven't declared a variable I. That is fine. Okay, and yes, so yeah, we have removed that. When you compile and execute this program, the output of this program is displaying all those 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So we haven't used any space, so we can use a space in between the numbers. So the output of this program is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Yeah, it works well. So in this compile time allocation, it is an example of complete initialization of an one-dimensional array. In the same way, the array size here is 5, but we are storing only 3 elements. Then what about that extra 2 memory locations? They are filled with zeros. In this compile time allocation, the extra memory locations are filled with zeros. And the other one is, we can also declare an array without the size, and it is possible only in compile time allocation but not in runtime allocation. Even if you don't mention the array size, the array size is automatically fixed by the compiler based on the number of elements. So here the array size by default will be 3. So we can change the condition and everything with 3 and we can run this program. This is an example of compile time allocations. Next example is runtime allocation, where we are going to declare an array of some size, okay, but we are not assigning the values. We are not assigning the values to an array. Instead that just we have declared an array and declaring one more variable n. Now we have declared one more variable n, which helps to input n number of elements into an array. So to read n value, just we are using an scanf statement to read n value. So address of n. So now, yeah, yes. So actually, I have typed here. So enter n value. So the maximum array size is 50. Maximum we can store 50 elements, but in all the times we may not store all those 50 elements. So that's what we are using an n value. Now if your n value is 5, just we are storing only 5 elements, writing the condition I less than n. This first 2 statements are used for reading and storing array elements, and these 2 statements, for loop and printf statement, are used to display the array elements on the screen. So it is an example of a runtime allocation. Okay, I hope you understood these examples. Save the program. So that's what all those are explained in this PPTs too. Like in this way, how the elements are stored. Same example, in the number of 5, we can store 5 elements starting from 0 to 4th index location. We have discussed this. there are two types of initialization of an array: compile time and runtime. We have seen examples for both compile time and also runtime. So suppose int number of 5, so the data type is int, we can store only integer elements. If a data type is float, we can store float values in that array too. Yeah, so like this we can store elements in that array. So here we have declared an array of char. It is called as a character array. So here it is an example of compile time allocation where size is not mentioned. So we can also store a string hello in this. Right, so with this we end up this video. Thanks for watching the video. In the next video we'll learn about an two-dimensional array, declaration, initialization and examples. Thank you.